So hello and welcome back to Test Drive Thursday. Today I am driving the Volvo VM 2015. Now I've never came across this mod before, I don't believe, so I am interested to see how it's going to come up or cope with the tests in this video. So let's get straight into it. Okay then, so here we are in the Volvo truck dealer in Gothenburg. So as soon as you get in here, this is the first truck you see, the Volvo VM, well, unless you've got any other mods installed that overwrite this. But yeah, this is the first truck you see. So when you go on to customize configuration and you click some of the options, for example, you click chassis, for me anyway, it just crashes. Anything you click in here in the truck dealer crashes the game. So what I had to do was I was going through all my different profiles, uninstalling mods, moving the orders around, and I just couldn't get it to work. I couldn't customize it in the truck dealer. So what I decided to do was just buy it or just trade it in as it is. It's not very expensive, I mean 70,000, so just trade it in. So if we do that now, so you trade in, wait for it to load, and then I'll just click escape to speed that up. And then what I did, sorry I keep moving around the microphone, I'm trying to get to my keyboard. What I did, start the thing up, obviously they deliver it with the parking brake off, which is super useful. And then I drove over to the upgrade shop. So turn the truck back off, enter, and then suddenly you can choose stuff. So I'm not sure the idea behind that. And then you've also got the 6x2, but really just go for the 4x2. It's the most detailed, and yeah, it just works. This mod seems a bit temperamental, so you don't want to be messing around with it really. So on the engine front, you've got everything from a 213 horsepower or 220 designation on the side, 234, that doesn't change it, 274, 330, 270, oh, these names are weird, 364, I'm guessing that means chip tuned, maybe in Brazilian, I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's a realistic range of engines. I'm happy that the mod author hasn't just put a 1000 brake engine in, because that would be unrealistic. I was just driving the 330 and it felt underpowered, and that's what this mod should feel like, so I'm happy with that. I was also just driving the I-Shift here, the bottom one. Yeah, I just don't like the gearbox. I think it needs a few more gears, so definitely go with the 14 speed if you can. It just suits it a little bit better. So I'll show you that in a bit. On the interior, even though it looks a bit basic, and I did Google the VM mod, the VM in real life, the interior, and it does look pretty realistic to this. So even though it does look basic, it's realistic, and yeah, the textures aren't that bad, to be honest. I mean, if you look at the seats, the bed back there, everything up here, there's no low textures in sight really. A lot of it is lifted from like the standard Volvo in the game, but it works. On the colours, or standard SCS ones really, I don't really use them, to be honest, that much. Carbon fibre, yeah, all look a bit tacky to me. You got some metallic colours in here, but to be honest, most of these trucks would be white, or maybe like a grey, or a company wrap on it, so that's the most realistic combo, I suppose. Now onto the main options. You've got a lower grille guard down here, which again these trucks just wouldn't have. You've got some plates down here. In fact, if we zoom in, what's that say? It looks, don't know, can't quite tell where that's from. Then you got the standard plate, which is the Order of Trucks one. You got some slots down here for some dots. It's kind of cool, really, the way that you can add them in there. In fact, I can't even see them. Also got the LED daytime running lights as well. But I can't even see those. They're like sticking out. That's weird. Look at that. Yeah. Something's not quite right there. And then you've also got some lights down here that you can stick on, which again don't really work. Here you can change what type of light you want. I don't know what these mean. Auxiliary lights, so high beam maybe, daytime running. Yeah, and then you also got different colours as well. We can, in fact, let's translate this. Transparentes. Does that mean transparent by any chance? But yeah, mirrors standard. So you've only got one sort of wide angle mirror here, with like small. What I was going to say, small wide angle mirror, and then the sort of larger normal angled mirror. And then you got the two on here, which I don't like. I prefer it to be symmetrical, and it's just so much more useful having the bigger wide angle. I mean, what are you meant to do with that? It's tiny. Up here, you've got a sun visor that you cannot remove. Dragon emblem. Can't say that word. Only slots. Look at that. How many lights that you can put on there? Again, most of them don't really fit. You can put some beacons on there, I suppose. But then you got the beacon back here. What we got? Change the tanks. I think the black looks best in my opinion. Some bars down the back. Then you can put the number plate on. Now onto the interior. It's basic really. You can change the steering wheel, and then you've got some cabin accessories. Put a sat nav there because you don't have a built-in one. But yeah, that's basically all of the customization for this mod. So now I'm going to do a time lapse of me building this truck to my spec. Okay then, so here it is, all configured up. I mean, I went for a sort of dark grey. I mean, I think it looks pretty good, really, with the sort of lighter coloured wheels. Works well with the lights, the badge. And overall, I like the look of it. So, when I was doing the intro earlier on, I spotted something really, really rather good. I mean, if you have a look at these tail lights here, or the rear lights, just look at the detail on them. From the right angle, there you go. From the right angle, they look almost real. I mean, in the right light as well. So if we just back the truck up, actually, thinking about it, let's just move over here and back the truck up. Let's put it in the light so you can see it better. Just look at the detail of these. Look at that. They look really good. And just the overall detail of the chassis. I mean, and all the tanks down here. Look at this. I've never seen detail like this before. All the airbags there and everything. Absolutely amazing. Half of it you can't even see. And there was this sort of cabling that you can do to connect to the trailer. And I've never seen that before on a mod, so that's cool to see. In fact, what is that? They're not airbags, are they? Fuel fields. Look at that! All the writing on there you can actually read. And you can't even see. That is... I mean, that's what I don't get about this mod. You have all those issues like that. But then the detail is next gen. It really is. Let's get in. So if we turn on the ignition, see all the Christmas tree of lights turning on. So let's turn the truck on actually. So you've got those green zones that I really like. Really kind of cool. So you got the turbo over there. Press the information displays. We can have a look at all the temperatures. See, it's cut off slightly again, so that's a bit weird. Distance to empty. Gallons per hour there. Got your gear, as you can see. Cruise control, and then back to the start. So I usually keep it on there. But everything else in here is pretty self-explanatory, really. Dials are easy to read, and obviously you cannot get it in right-hand drive. So I do have a load put in the sat-nav, so let's go and get that now. Okay then, so here we are, going along in the truck, and straight away you can hear that sort of weird engine audio. All that sort of whistling and everything. Don't know if it's the pneumatics or some kind of blower valve or something, but it's a very unusual truck audio, I have to say that. Right then, here's the load that we're taking today. Looks like some Volvo XC60s. But we're heading over to Norway, so we're going to go over to Denmark and then to Norway. So it's going to be a two-ferry job, this one. Right, let's just back it up now. Mirrors aren't that great on this. But we got 2 reverse gears. Gently does it. I don't think I've got advanced coupling turned on. So just back up there. There we go. All attached now. You can see those sort of cables that I picked in the options don't quite line up with this trailer, which is a bit annoying. But let's get going. Right then, here we go. Foot flat to the floor. And this thing just doesn't move. How useful is that? I mean, it's quite dangerous. I mean, we're going across that junction at what, 2 miles an hour, foot flat to the floor, and nothing was happening. Really, really is dangerous. Let's turn right here though. But the good thing about coming to a stop in this truck is that it goes quiet. I mean, the engine audio is so loud in this. It really, really, really is. It's a bit of a problem, really. I don't think it should be that loud. I mean, it's quieter. I was looking earlier. It's quieter on the outside than on the inside. I don't know if they got the volume sort of mixed up or anything, but yeah, it's a bit weird. But yeah, it just doesn't want to move. 214 horsepower. This thing with a 10-ton trailer, it isn't going anywhere. I mean, look at this. It just doesn't know what gear to be in. Right, let's hang a right here. Right, see how easy this truck is to judge on the road. Because if we so low down, I don't think it'd be too bad. Those mirrors are bad, as I said, but look at that, just in. But yeah, as I said, it is fairly easy to position on the road because of how low down it is. You're not in like a big Globetrotter XL or anything where you're sitting miles above all the cars. It's fairly easy in this. Let's turn out on here. And what we're doing now, 60 kilometers an hour, foot is flat once again, and we are really struggling to get up this hill. I mean, come on, truck. Come on, you've got the power to do it. Come on. Are we slowing down, what, 50 kilometers an hour now? Oh, come on. Outside, I mean, what I was saying, just the engine audio, it's quieter out here. Just listen to that. I can barely hear it, and then on the inside, it's so loud. But yeah, it's definitely struggling coming up this hill. Just look at that, it's kind of funny. Yeah, we should be getting downhill in a minute. Yeah, there we go, downhill, all the momentum coming right back to us. Right, so it's hanger left here. Got to wait for all this traffic to come, because as I've shown you, it doesn't like to move very quickly, this truck. I mean, the reaction times for the gearbox are absolutely awful. It is dangerous the way this thing gets going. It just doesn't like doing it whatsoever. So let's cross over here. Nothing coming. Got to be careful here, because sometimes cars come flying down there and they just don't stop and hit you. But yeah, our first port, our first ferry for the day. So let's head over here and all aboard, I guess. So I'll see you over in Denmark. Right, just leaving the ferry port now. Trying to get back up to speed. But yeah, the sun's just gone down. And one thing that I really do like about this truck is the sort of dashboard at night. I just think all the lighting works really, really nicely with it. I mean, you've got those sort of little LED lights that light up the way when you get near the red line, and then the eco zone that lights up as well. It's really cool. Yeah, time those lights perfectly. I mean, if you don't time the lights in this truck, you are in real trouble, because when you got a situation like that where you've got lights, a set of lights there, and then one further down, if you don't time them properly, you won't make the second light. So we should make them now. Oh, just going red when we cross then. You see what I mean? If I came to a standstill then and went away in this engine, at least, I don't know what it'd be like in the 360 or something, one of the top of the range engines from this mod, you will be going nowhere and you'd have to keep stopping and you'd lose all of your momentum. Really does not have a lot of it, this truck. But yeah, just trundling along now, trying to get up to speed. But yet again, this thing is having absolutely none of it. I mean, I don't get these smaller engines. I mean, how can they be more efficient? I mean, you're absolutely flooring it all the time just to get up to speed. I suppose it is a bit more of a sort of city, low-speed truck. Maybe even a truck around ports, but yeah, he doesn't like it whatsoever. Right, so getting on the highway now once again, trying to get up to speed now. I mean, by the time you do get up to speed, you're having to come back down to a halt because you're reaching some traffic lights or a junction or something like that. So it's a very frustrating truck to drive, I can put it like that. And what I'm finding so far, I definitely wouldn't like to do it on a longer journey. You'd be having some real trouble then. Let's hang right here. Yeah, see what I mean? Get up to speed, 70 or so kilometers an hour, and we are back down to a standstill whilst we're waiting for these lights. Try and time them again so I don't have to do a stop. But yeah, those mirrors, they're really weird, aren't they? Really oddly shaped. And the actual sort of pillar size of the cabin, they're massive, the pillars, and you just don't really get that good visibility. I mean, a truck's so low to the ground, you think you'd have a bit bigger windows and like better visibility, but really isn't that great. And once again, we're struggling to get up to speed. Right then, coming up to the ferry now. Here we are. So second ferry of the day. Let's get over here, over to Norway, and get this trailer dropped off. Right, so here we are in Norway now. Let's get around here. But yeah, as I was saying, I think this would be around, yeah, a really good port truck, really. I mean, it has plenty of power to get around everywhere. I mean, on the main roads, it does definitely struggle, but around the ports, it's completely fine. Apart from the visibility aspect, that isn't great. but overall it's pretty good for around the ports. I mean, fairly easy to navigate these turns. This is fairly tight, this bit. Right, let's go and drop this trailer off just in here, I think. So these mirrors are going to be quite difficult. Just in there. So let's back this up. Let's get all the way up to the wall and back this thing in. Gently does it, because if you're any quicker, you'll just won't know what to do with this gearbox. Gotta be really, really careful with it. Just gently back it in. Watching those tiny, tiny mirrors, I can't get any good depth idea with them. They're really awkward. Right, just gotta readjust it now. Back it slightly in. And turn the engine off, look at that. There we go. Let's decouple. Excellent. But yeah, overall, would I recommend this truck? I just think it's got too many bugs at the moment. Some things that you just really wouldn't expect from a mod. I mean, the chassis detail's really good and the cabin detail's really good, but overall, I just don't think it's ready yet. But please hit like, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Goodbye.